So you are about to take your first test in my class. So I wanted to just give you a couple of tips on how to take a test. I'm sure these are things that you've probably heard already in previous years, but it's always good to have a reminder. So before you take your test, make sure you have enough room to work. And I know that when we're in school, that looks different than when we're at home. So for each of you at home, you have to decide what that looks like. Okay. You could be able to sit at the kitchen table if you have one. Okay. You may choose to sit in your bed. Maybe that's the only space that's quiet, that you have enough room, and so you choose to sit on your bed. You may even find a place on the floor somewhere in your house or your apartment. Okay, someplace that you have enough room that you're not going to get distracted. Make sure that you have all of your materials and supplies ready before you start taking the test. So for my class, for this test today, you need paper and pencil. If you don't have paper and pencil ready right now, you need to go and get it. That way you will be ready before the test starts. It's not good if you're taking a test and then, halfway through the test you realize, oh man, I needed to have such and such and I don't have it. Okay, before you take the test, stretch and take a brain break. Okay, do some stretches, do some jumping jacks, some sit ups, something to move your body a little bit, because once we move our body, we tend to, our brains work better. Okay, especially if you've been sitting in class all day and then you have to take a test. Get up and move. Okay, also, during the test, while you're at home, there's not going to be a time limit for this. So if you do, let's say you do 4 or 5 problems and you're like, oh man, I need to take a break. Great, go for it. Take a break. Get up and stretch. Go get a drink of water. Go potty. Do what you need to do and then come back to the test. Also, before you take your test, give yourself a pep talk. Okay? You got this. I promise you, if you have been doing the work from day one for me, you've been attending class, you've been watching videos, doing the assignments, you got this. You know what to do. Okay? So talk to yourself and remind yourself that you know what to do. Take your time. As I said, this is not a timed test. Okay? Now, I really don't want you to take like 3 hours for 10 questions. Okay? However, I also don't want you to finish in 3 minutes for 10 questions. Okay? So take your time. Don't rush, so that you can do a good job. Also, very important, before you turn in your test, look over your answers. Okay? Double check that you answered all of them, that you didn't accidentally skip a question. Okay, double check, especially since you're on the computer, that your typing is correct. Okay, I don't want you to get an answer wrong because you typed in the wrong answer. Okay, double check your work, double check all of it before you turn in the test. Also, please remember that for me, I'm giving you 3 opportunities. So if you take this test the first time and you don't get a passing grade, passing would be a 7 out of 10 or higher than that, you can take the test again. Now, what I would suggest you do is that before you take the test again, look at the questions you got wrong. If you need to go back to the modules for this week and last week, and you need to re-watch some videos or look at some things that I put in there that will help you, I would suggest you do that, so that way you can get a good grade on this test. As always, let me know if you have questions or if you have any issues.